Hey everybody, welcome to this 11th hour live stream on Black Spring. Hope you're doing well on your Thursday evening. This is kind of a, another halfway, kind of a chill stream, but of course I'll throw down a few things. A little bit of trending news. See, we've got, of course, we have the release, of course, of the salon owner, Shelley Luther. And I guess we have a word from the governor to President Trump. What else do we have? We also have, I just have some notes from the Pelosi press conference, which, usually some of the same elements there, but nothing too crazy. Oh, are you kidding me? See, I can see myself on here. Hold on a second. Let me just. Okay. Good. All right. And as always on the chill stream, I will drop the link if anybody dares come on. Okay, so there you go. All right, so what I'm going to start with is, I'll start with, I don't know, I just wanted to say for everybody that was able to tolerate my rant from earlier today. I was, most generous of you to do that. But I just had, the cultural kinds of stuff. I try not to dig too deep into those because there's plenty of coverage for that. There's plenty of conjecture for that, but I typically don't do it. But sometimes.
God damn it!
Oh. There you are. I was thinking, oh my God, what happened to you? Were you overthrown by the people from below?
Fancy meeting you here. No, I had to fix my green screen. I just got too many wires going around that I'm tripping on.
What is this from Banging Gears? No pick. Okay, so I guess everything is syncing up, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm here. Shout out to you, old school Wolf. Banging Gears. So yeah, what's going on? What have you got for the chew?
Oh, not a lot. Just watching the world slowly open up, and people. You still see a lot of division. Some people are saying, "Oh, we shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be doing this," while everyone else is like, "Well, our children have to eat, asshole." It's going too far. I would hope that the amazing thing about America with our process, our reliable voting processes, that we start voting out all these retarded governors and representatives that have been encouraging people to starve while they sit in their castles.
Yeah, it's funny that you'd mention that because, of course, Pelosi says, oh, well, in the bill that we have coming up, the last bill, we didn't quite include enough for the SNAP program and the food stamps. And so we got to put food on the table, she says. So that's part, I guess that, I don't know. How many more? I guess this
didn't include enough for the SNAP program. She put $25 million for the performing arts, another $50 million for the freaking post office. Now she's thinking, oh, maybe we should have done something about the SNAP program.
Yeah, she's a swindler. But she doesn't have, but see, to me, I heard that those people I haven't followed that story up, but the musicians at the Kennedy Center did not get that money. They were actually released, I think, briefly after it was signed.
I realized from the beginning that it was a funneling. She was just funneling money through it.
Yeah, well, she's back at it again, but then it also makes me think, okay, where are we? It just seems chaotic. Where are we going with this? How many more of these? How many more? Does that give us any indication? I don't know. It's just like people are talking out of both sides of their mouth. Like one end, people are talking about going back to work, and then you've got their end that's ready to, dish out more money. So I don't really, I'm not following, you know.
Well, they're trying to make up for what Pelosi doesn't want to admit is that Lindsey Graham was right about that garbage stimulus proposal. It was going to encourage people to stay unemployed, which is which is one of the problems throughout a lot of America. A lot of people who went unemployed and actually got unemployment, they're like, "Hey, I'm getting a better deal this way." So
Yeah.
this is actually forcing industry to stay shut, and it's just causing a lot of problems throughout all of it, because not you have the people that were lucky enough to get the small business loans and such. Then you have the people that were not lucky enough, and then the people that did get the small business loans, they have employees that can't come back to work because they're like, hey, I'm getting a better deal being unemployed, but that small business loan is dependent upon their workers still working there. So that was a very, very poisonous bill.
That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, could they not have rallied like more instead of passing it with the way that it was? I mean, I don't know. It was a double edge, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I think they were intentionally trying to tank it. I think they were intentionally trying to force Trump to send it back. That way, the Democrats were going to say, "See, Trump doesn't care. We're trying to give you $2.2 trillion," and Trump sent it back. Well, he just approved it right away. He said, "Hey, we got to get something out there." He knew that the Democrats weren't not going to back down regardless of what happened, so he kind of pulled their punk card.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, she's back at it again. I don't know. It's same stuff. I think somebody asked her about the deficit today. So I don't know. She's not fiscally responsible. I mean, her record is horrible.
Her district is San Francisco. What has she ever felt responsibility for aside from her ice cream?
Nice ice cream. Nice ice cream. So I kind of want to follow up a little bit on the story with the salon release, the Shelley Luther story.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not sure. I don't really know. I think Texas has been a little bit of a mixed bag, but from the way you would think that people were. I mean, I'm sure I'll learn more about it, but it just seems like maybe the state. How are they flipping the states? I mean, flipping the districts or whatever enough to turn that state blue?
Oh yeah, it's purple now. They've been doing it for years. There's all those damned Californians, kind of draining out of California right into Texas. They skip over New Mexico and Arizona, and that's where they kind of come down because they want to get close to the that nice beautiful Texas beach. But yeah, when you have like the mayor of Austin was telling all the gangs like, hey, stay home for now. Stay home for now. Wait until this thing comes out. Then you come out and start killing each other again. Freaking jackass.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Then yeah, you have that salon owner. There's several salon owners and the bar owner and all that happened. Then the judge, the judge that told the salon owner, like, can you just apologize to everyone and promise not to go against the will of the state again? She's like, no, my kids need to eat. What do you not understand? So I'm hoping people are watching, and I do not. So the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general, all three of them came out in support of the lady. I think this all false support, though. I think they're all just trying to win votes. The governor could have pardoned her. The governor could have reached down that same day and said, you know what? I pardon thee. That's it. He could have called the judge and said, hey, you're one way or another, you're about to lose your job or life is going to get hard for you unless you pull your head out of your butt. Okay. The attorney general, he could have reached down and talked to that district and said, hey, I'm going to come for you guys if you don't fix this. You know what he did was wrong. Okay, of all the things he could have done, you knew what he did was wrong. The lieutenant governor could have come out and said, hey, the governor's going to pardon him, and just kind of put the governor on the spot. Just put the governor right there on the spot. Say, hey, the governor has the power to pardon her. I don't know what he's doing. No, the lieutenant governor said, hey, I will pay that, and I will spend your 7 days in jail, which you actually can't do. You can't go to jail for someone else. That's not a thing. So he's just, they're just trying to win votes. That's it. That's all. It's all false kindness. So it's
Very frustrating.
So I'm hoping that people are waking up to that and realizing what's going on.
Maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance. Let me do a couple of shout outs here. Shout out to Banging Gears and Killer Whale channels. Sure, I will get back to you ASAP. I will come over and see what's going on. Thank you, Killer Whale. And Pammy Clyde says, hey, gals and guys. Nice. Well, I will tell you the I guess the thumbnail, if you will. The thumbnail that I chose for this stream is that the ammo finally came in today. I was looking for it. It's like, what is going on? Are they going to deny me because I live here and I live here in California. I didn't go over and get it, or I just wasn't sure what the holdup was. Yeah, I was not under the impression that I had distributor issue or any rules, So I was just like, oh, hooray, it's here. So, but you can go to the range and you got to wear your mask. And I got to tell you, that mask is really, I don't know, it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. Not only is it not comfortable, but it kind of makes things like stuffier, because I have allergies and I just don't. It's just not a comfortable thing, but it says it's law. It was effective last week that went into law. So I don't know what the penalty is if you show up someplace. Are you going to get arrested? Are you going to get fined? I don't know what the penalty is for it right now.
It's anti-science.
Yeah, but they're all science based. I'm sure somebody's got a study somewhere on what wearing that mask actually does. And to the kids,
I will go ahead and believe that wearing a mask does help cut down on sharing infections. The thing is, the mask it's pointless. The immunoglobulin testing is proving that most people have already had this and fought it off. Then you have the study from New York showing that even Governor Cuomo came out and said, why are all the people that stayed stuck in their house dying from this thing? Well, you destroyed their immune system. They need to be out and moving around. Their bodies couldn't fight it off. So this is all just this is all bureaucratic nonsense being pushed by Big Pharma, who is also anti-science. Big Pharma is all about just stealing money from people. They do not care about what they're doing to people.
Amazing. It's really, I don't know. I would think that, even I think I saw a post where somebody was having issues because they wanted the kid to wear the mask. And I don't know. I just don't see this. It's not going to end well is all I'm going to say. Pammy Clyde says, mask is suffocating. It is that. Shout out to you, Pammy Clyde, Killer Whale, Banging Gears. Thank you guys for coming in for this this brief little live stream. I don't know. I figure I did all that ranting earlier, and that was like a huge load off or something. I don't know. I've wanted to do that for a long time. Some people do that regularly, but I don't want to do that regularly. It's just too much stress.
That's not what your life revolves around.
No, but I just get, I get tired of people being whining and crying and just, I don't know. Like we have a culture of victimhood that we just can't get past. We can't get past that. But it's readily available. It's really, you grow up with people your family members will tell you, oh, well, you're not going to be able to do that, because you're black. Are you the only black person in there? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So even your own family does that to you?
When I was a kid, yeah, on my mom's side, yeah, yeah. But I don't know if I ever really believed that. I just out of my late grandmother used to do that, and I never challenged her on it because I I just wouldn't. But I didn't. But the older I got, I got closer to challenge to why. So I say, are you sure about that?
So why did you never fall for your mother's family's ideology?
Well, because that's not the. I think it was just not. It was against the way I dealt with people. I just kind of dealt with people as they came to me. And but the thing about it, it's not. They weren't. The thing about it is, it's like they weren't full on. Like my mom and dad were not like that. Not they didn't have that ideology totally. It's almost like I don't know when they apply what the rule is, when they would apply the ideology, but it was inconsistent. That's why I think that's why it didn't work. Because I never you didn't say that about the last thing that I was involved in. What are you doing? Just every now and then you're gonna be the only I don't know, like ballet or I don't know, classical music is another thing. I used to be on the I was on the arts council, and I know that they used to hammer many of the ensembles about, of course, community outreach and broadening or expanding the diversity in their outreach. Okay, I can see that, but I've also seen the ASO give away like free tickets, because my teacher is actually the ASO principal of the Atlanta Symphony, the flute principal, and they would have tickets, they would have comp tickets, and the place would be halfway empty. So I'm just saying, if people are giving tickets away, or either if they're having it in a smaller setting, and you still can't bring the people out, then I really don't know. Short of you going to people's homes and taking them out and then taking them to the event, how are you going to get, I don't know why the disconnect is the way that it is, but it's there. I mean, but most people don't just flock to classical music. They don't. I'm going to be honest. At many times I tell many people, we've kind of crashed that whole industry, because the classical or either the symphony is kind of an elite. It can be kind of an elite group of people too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm just saying, but I never really bought I never bought it fully that, oh, you're not going to be able to do this because you're black, or I became really competitive, like in high school, like middle high school, and I started actually winning things. I started winning number one. I went from like last chair in the school and the district to number one, but they didn't say, and they didn't say anything like that anymore. But I thought you said because I was the only black person that I wasn't gonna be able
Maybe
to amount
trying to
to
motivate.
yeah. So that it was kind of like that. So once that stuff started happening, I just said, you know what, thanks, but I got it. I got this. But some people, it's all the time. It's always available. You're always going to be down because, you're black. I mean, my mom happened to be, she was the first black bank teller in town. And, it was just.
Does she have like her own trophy for that? Like,
I don't know. No, not at all. But I'm just thinking,
how old is your mother?
oh gosh, this is going to sound really bad. 60 something. 60 something.
Okay, but
Yeah.
I mean, how old was she when she had you?
I think she was 20. Let's see, my brother's 4 years older than me. I think she was 24, 25.
Okay,
So,
must be a pretty small town if she was the first black bank teller. But
well, I don't even know where that came. I mean, but I have to consider the source. Like, I don't know. That might not even be. It was a small town, but I mean, but people that get into that whole thing, That was something that I heard. I can't really prove that she was, but in small towns, you have that kind of a thing, or either even the beauty pageants. Every year, you would have the who. It was the class struggle starts early. The bankers kids are going to be in the top 10 in the beauty pageant. The dentist kids, the pharmacist kids. I mean, yeah, you just keep going. The teachers' kids, and it just keeps going down. If you get like one blue collar, the bus driver's kids, or the mechanic at the shop, you know, that would be about it. So I don't know, but yeah, I can't explain it. But
It is weird. So up here in North Georgia, we do have some darkies here and about. There's nothing wrong with it. They live here. One teaches in the school. There's obviously children. I mean, it's not like there's a large population here, but there are black people here, and it's perfectly fine. Nobody cares. But whenever I try to convince a black person from Atlanta or from New York, hey, North Georgia is a great place to live, they're like, oh no, I would never go there. I'm like, why? They're like, I'm not safe there. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Even some white girl from California working down in Atlanta, I was telling her, hey, I don't know why everyone here thinks that black people can't work in North Georgia. We have black people there. It's okay. So it's just the weirdest thing trying to
it
convince
is.
people it's a safe environment.
Well, yeah, I know. I've actually been to North Georgia, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I would go there many times. I don't know, it's camping and stuff. It was fun. Um, yeah, but a lot of people would say, "You went where?" I'm not going up there. And then, yeah, just that, yeah, the same thing. It's not safe to go there, and I don't know. It's like full on brainwashing. The parents do. It's generational brainwashing. You got the great grandparents did it, the grandparents did it, parents are doing it, and it just keeps going on and on and on.
So what does your mother's family say now? Like, oh, maybe we can do these things, or maybe you're just the token chocolate.
No, it's just bizarre. They don't really, well, okay, I don't get that from them anymore. But it's other things. Like, but you'll have other people. Like, you'll have like friends, or even maybe a hairdresser, or somebody that does your nails, that'll say something. It's just sprinkled. It's just scattered all around. Oh, well, that person gave you crap at work because you're black.
No, maybe he's just an asshole.
Or they said, "Oh, that person was upset because you were in charge of you because you're black. You're not supposed to be in a higher position, or in a higher ranking over there. You know that, don't you?" So it's that kind of thing. It could be, we're all wearing the same uniform, and then somebody will still find a way to just throw it in there. It's nonstop. But yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is weird. When I was living and working in DC there for a while and trying to date in the area, I was talking to one black girl that, what did she say? She said that she had to work really hard to fit in. I'm like, what do you got to do? She's like, well, I have to, put a lot of extra effort into my hair. I'm thinking, I've been around DC. I see plenty of people that just have some crazy ass hair, and especially working in federal office building. There's people that just had some really funny hair. Nobody said anything about it. She's like, I have to use a hot comb, do all this stuff, and like straighten my hair. I'm like, well, if you want to let it for a while, it'll do it. I mean, nobody's gonna care. She's like, no, I can't do that. I have to fit in. I'm like, no one's telling you to do this. Who taught you to do this? And apparently, her parents implemented this in her.
Yes, that comes from it. All Most of the things come. It comes from, and that. But let me say this. I'm going to say that the Democrats did their jobs well. They managed to make people hate themselves and it comes with the victimhood, and it comes with all the other. Well, I think California has a law about what you can do. You can't hair discrimination law. You can't. Like if I were to throw my hair out, you can't discriminate against me for that. But I'm thinking, but isn't that already illegal?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just inconsequential. It doesn't mean anything. It's even a sensitive issue that nobody even wants to address. So, like, she would be fine. And she also went on to say, like, I feel like I have to study like white things just to make sure I can fit in. I'm like, what a white thing? What are you talking about? She's like, I have to keep up with the news. Like, there was that chef guy that recently killed himself. I'm like, who? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm white and I'm clueless about white things. And then she's like, Anthony Bourdain. I'm like, fuck that guy. Who cares? You do not have to specifically study up on the suicide of Anthony Bourdain so you can fit in with white people. If anybody brings that up, I'm just gonna say I don't care about him.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, I mean, and I've heard, I mean, well, she was very specific with that. It was very vague when people would bring up those kinds of things. Like, I don't see it as, I don't see, look at things in a grouping or, well, that's a white thing to do. Or, because I had kids bully me as a kid. Like, oh, you're just acting white. Ah, you're just trying to be white. That I would get that regularly in school. And that comes from the kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, the kids learned it from the parents.
I know. It's funny. I ended up with very few black friends in school because, I mean, most of my friends happened to be white because the band was mostly white, but they never, I don't know. I never judged them for their friends because their friends were crappy to me. They were losers to me. I mean, I didn't pick them, but I never said, you're racist because you're not, hanging out with white people. But for me, oh, you just want to be white. Why did you do your hair like that? Why this? And why that? And then, like, I talked to somebody back east, back in Alabama, about the 2A rally back in Virginia. I'm like, that rally was very diverse. Oh, no, 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 no. That sounds like, what do you mean what it sounds like? There's pictures, there's videos, proof. I mean, it's just like, it's some kind of psychological, I don't know what it is. It's damage. I don't know. But you would think that stuff that it would stop, but it's perpetuated. They keep it up. So I don't know, but it doesn't help when the media draws everything down to, oh, well, this is this group's problem, and this is a disparity for this group, or that doesn't help either.
Yeah, obviously everything is racism. You disagreed with me. That's racist.
Yeah, for sure. But
I see it too. There's a lot of false equivalents. So there was the Freedom Rally in, was it Michigan or Minnesota, where a bunch of armed patriots, kind of stormed the Capitol, and then in a city not too far away, a lot of minorities were getting tickets for going to the park. And someone was saying, well, this is white privilege. Well, no, this is a false equivalent because the mayor is the one doing the ticketing. All right. It's a jurisdictional problem.
I know they
I don't agree with the ticketing, but at no point am I seeing that as what do you call it? As a racist action. I view it as the mayor was actually as just a horrible person, not understanding what's actually going on, and the people being disproportionately hurt are the minorities. However, that has nothing to do with the rally that happened at the state capitol. Those are two different legal systems or two different things going on there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people don't want to actually know the difference between anything, because that means if you actually know some facts, then that means that shuts down the problem, and then you have nothing. You actually don't have anything to complain about. It's
you don't have your preferred complaints.
Yeah, the preferred complaints. Like I had a childhood friend of mine starts telling me that he works for Boeing, and he starts complaining about, well, I was something was happening at work the other day, and I'm the only black guy there. I'm like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do about that? Am I supposed to cry for you? Feel bad for you? What does that mean? You know, you're a man. You're like 230 pounds. You're 6 feet tall. Don't make me be stronger than you. You know? I can think of it. You know, there's yeah. Have you ever been stronger than me? If you're crying about what you are, you're the only something that sounds really immature to me.
Well,
For one.
another question is, well, are you the biggest person there? Yeah. Well, that's why they had you do it.
Oh,
Nobody
oh,
else
yeah,
could reach it.
oh, but wait, he didn't stop there. He goes, yeah, you know me with my size and da 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 da. You know, nobody wants to talk to me. But just a minute, you can't have it both ways. You want to be a badass at 1 minute, and another minute you want to be a victim. Make up your mind. You know, you just make up your mind. What do you mean? Oh, you're the I think he was trying to convey somehow that because he's a big black dude, that's holding him down right there. And then when something goes wrong, I'm the only black guy in there. I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot.
Well, did somebody call him Green Mile?
No, I don't know. He says, well, there's only one guy in there, and there's only one white guy that talks to me, and he only talks about sports, and you know the rest of them treat me badly. I'm like, well, maybe they don't like sports. I don't know. It's just really petty. It's just kind of like the school playground. These kids, you never got over something happened on the playground, and you just can't take no or something.
Maybe they think he's just kind of a jerk because he thinks he's acting like everyone's trying to harass him.
Well, hang on. He's actually all knowing, and I can see why they wouldn't get along with him. I mean, because he's, even as a kid, you know, even if he doesn't know anything, he'll still carry on like he does.
Ask him how well he gets along with other black people and see what happens. Just be like, see that? Nobody likes you. You're just a jerk.
Yeah, I can't deal with him. You know, he was like, oh, well, you and I, we should have gotten together growing up. And I'm like, after we got out of high school, I'm like, well, that didn't happen for a reason. Thank God. You know, I dodged a freaking bullet. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. I've got these protesters right here. Yeah, because they've made this out of a little racist issue. Well, imagine if they were black. Imagine if they were black. Well, why didn't some black people go up there with them? I mean, put some teeth behind your you know, what were you talking about? So let me just play this real quick. I tell you, I need to get it together when it comes to this StreamYard. It's not rocket science. I still don't get it right. It's like these, I don't know. I get along. I know OBS. That's all I know.
I think you just muted yourself.
Did I?
Okay. Oh, there you go.
I will unmute myself. Okay. Yeah, I think even Colin Kaepernick came out with him kneeling on the ground. Some kind of another false equivalency. He's kneeling on the ground and comparing that to the people protesting with guns. I said, gee, man alive. What? I keep losing ground on this protester deal. Okay, here we go.
Atlanta, Jonathan, thank you. Hundreds of conservative activists protested inside the Michigan Capitol today against the governor's push to extend her stay-at-home order that expires today. The Republican-led Michigan House refused to extend the state's coronavirus emergency declaration and voted to authorize a lawsuit challenging the Democratic governor's authority and actions to combat the pandemic. Not a lot of social distancing in the Michigan Capitol today. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has said the state of emergency will continue regardless because of another law giving her broad powers to act.
No, that was really short. But, you know, at least these people, you know, the protesters, at least they know their rights. I mean, You can't do like a,
Yep. Well, they're making it clear. A lot of people are getting confused as to why the protesters are walking around with their guns. It's to make a statement that this is America. They don't intend to cause any damage to anyone. You can even see in Texas where, the Texas SWAT rolled up with a tank and arrested all those armed guys outside the bar. But they're doing they're trying to make a statement like this is America. Everything, we're not doing anything illegal. The government is the big bad here. The ones being the villain, being just being petty dictators.
Oh wow, this is intense. Yeah, well, see, I can show you another example of this. I haven't seen this, so this is coming to me. Same time here. This is they're drawing down this situation about the guy. What's this new guy? It's not a new guy. That case, I guess, with the guy being shot in Georgia. I'm thinking, okay, so how long are we going to be on this? We're going to be outraged about that, right?
The classic argument of, why do you care about this and not all the black on black crime? I think that comes into mind. And then because a lot of people don't want to acknowledge this off the top as, racism, then like, oh, you're racist. No, because we still agree that it's illegal and that these people need to go to jail. But I think it's kind of, you're jumping to racism. If you're jumping to racism every chance you get, you're kind of just, what do you call it? Oh, kind of just starting fires. Thing is, these guys, what they did was absolutely stupid. One of these days, they were going to do that to somebody. It didn't matter what color that person was.
No, but here again, they're still gonna. I don't even have a Twitter account, so sometimes I have to Google things to see if they'll let me see it without being being on Twitter.
Yeah, see that is a incredibly false equivalent there. Having Colin Kaepernick next to a white chick saying she needs a haircut. I think they're trying to make fun of his hair or something. I don't know, but it's incredibly false equivalent.
Oh my God.
He was protesting being a multimillionaire. I'm a multimillionaire. That's not good enough because I'm still a slave as a multimillionaire.
Okay, you see, here it is right here. Here's somebody's equivalency right here. Kaepernick, an unarmed black man taking a knee in a protest, is too much for people. Yet they accept this all-white protest armed with rifles and.
Okay, well, the NFL offended their entire fan base. It wasn't racism when people stopped showing up. These guys don't have a fan base. It's just grossly false equivalence.
Yeah, it's exhausting. I mean, I just think that's. I guess they had to come out of nowhere. They haven't had anything to be outraged or Kaepernick. Every now and then Kaepernick comes riding in on his black horse with something, some evil.
Trying to stay relevant.
Yeah. He's
like, hey everybody, I'm still a victim.
Yeah, like, where have you been? And like, where are the rest of the celebrities during the pandemic?
Probably living off of his millions of dollars they earned playing footy ball.
Yeah, I'm not an NFL person.
Neither am I.
So you're not a big you don't have your favorite team or your.
I've never been big into sports. I've never enjoyed it. I just find it kind of boring. It's not what I'm interested in. I mean, but lots of people do it. That's what they want to do. That's what they enjoy. Fine. And their money, they can do that. I just do not particularly enjoy it.
No, that's the only thing is, I think in the Southeast, I think it's kind of a football country. At least the state of Alabama is definitely a football country. That's more like religion to me. But everything else takes a nosedive to that too. So yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
get rid of this. Get rid of these guys. But yeah, it's just more racism, more isms to come, I guess. I guess I would be more concerned about. Or I mean, are they going to What's your opinion on this whole thing about the post office? They're claiming that Trump wants to privatize the post office,
I
but I
have
heard
not.
they're getting a kickback or something for trying to get these votes, these mail in. I'm wondering if is that why they're dumping money, trying to save. We gotta save the post office. We gotta save the post office because Trump is trying to privatize the post office and save jobs and
Well, the post office pension plan has been collapsing for years. So it was a problem that did need to be addressed. But throwing money at every problem does not necessarily solve that problem. You just waste a lot of money usually, and that's what the government's good at. Now, chances are Donald Trump says a lot of things offhand. Just he says what's on the top of his mind. That's it. And I've noticed, people deep on the left there, you can't speak openly. You speak openly, everyone's like, "Oh, this is his decree. This is what he wants." No, it's just what someone's thinking about, like the possibilities. You can't talk possibilities with a lot of people on the left like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if Donald Trump maybe mentioned something about privatizing the post office, but he doesn't have the power to do that, which is what the Democrats and media don't want to tell everyone. Oh, he doesn't have the power to do that. He's probably saying that maybe that would solve the problem itself, and it's actually a legitimate issue. So for years, Amazon was keeping the post office propped up. Then Amazon found out a way to do it better because the post office sucks. Amazon has pretty much essentially replaced a majority of what the postal service does.
yeah, I hardly ever go there. And when I go there, it's always a wonky experience. It's like if you say anything if you repeat anything back to them and you don't repeat exactly what they say back to them, it's like they get all out of sorts or something. Like, no, you can't do it that way. You have to do it the exact same way I said it, or no deal. But yeah,
But because they're
I don't like.
government employees, they have a job regardless. It's very hard to fire them. It's just the government ideology of you have to keep people staffed, so you can't get rid of bad employees, no matter how much they mess with the packages. But I guarantee you, at Amazon, if you misdeliver one too many packages, you don't have a job there anymore. Okay, they're not gonna put up with that indefinitely. So honestly, have you ever gotten how often do you get like a product this size from Amazon in a box this big?
Not often.
Really? So the products you get from Amazon, they're always in the appropriately sized box?
Well, no, I've noticed that they've been doing those envelopes. I've been getting a lot more of those, and even those, it's like this is a waste of. This is a waste of.
Okay, because they actually developed a computer program that tells them exactly how to stack every package in their truck. So they get to their house, they reach back, grab the package, drop it. Get to the next house, grab the package, drop it. That's it. Now in the postal van, anytime you see in the back of the postal van, everything's everything's stacked on top of each other or just kind of thrown back there. So every time the postal person stops, they have to dig through it to find it and sort it.
Yikes!
So privatization would kind of solve that problem. If they were to adopt an Amazon type system, they would be far more functional.
Yeah, they don't. I'm telling you, I will say this, and I'm getting a lot of the wrong mail too. Like, oh my God, don't blame it on the crisis. But it's almost like that's the excuse. Every time something happens, oh, the mail's going to be messed up. And people used to say that growing up. If anything happens, whether it's bad weather, hurricane, 9/11, your packages are going to be screwed up. Or your mail, you might not get it. You may not get your mail because it'll be in somebody else's box.
Mm-hmm.
Or either I'll end up taking somebody their mail because it's in my box. But I don't do that anymore. I just flip the flag up, say, look, you put it in here, you come and get it out. So,
Exactly how you should do it.
Yeah, I'm not working hard. I'm not going to any strangers' houses. No, thank you. But I tell you what, I'm going to wrap this stream up. This was supposed to be a short stream. And I thank you for coming on, Old School.
Okay.
Shout
I
out.
appreciate. I enjoy being here. I told you I was going to be available, so we can help you with your technical issues.
Well, yeah, the technical issues. I think I'm just going to leave it the way that it is, and just keep my finger, because it worked. I tried it out a couple of times this afternoon, and it worked just fine. But I'm going to test it probably tomorrow morning to make sure it's still working, and just let it run. So we'll see you around. See you around tomorrow. I don't even know. Have you done anything with Zoom in any of these platforms?
No, I don't like Zoom for this platform. So Zoom is good for like small classes and stuff, but
No,
I don't think it's good for making YouTube videos. I do see some people, they use Zoom to go live with. I'm not sure if I think they're using OBS with Zoom to go live, but I don't think I don't see it as a well functioning system. Like StreamYard, don't have to download everything. Everything flows very well. It's easier to get other people on it.
That's true. Yeah, I need to learn how to use something else there, because I'm basically running like 2 or 3 different. I think I'm going to end up running like 2 or 3 different things or something, just to make sure that I get this at least get it recorded.
Well, it's going to be recorded automatically when you go live. So
that's true. So I just have to have a plan A, a B, a C. That's just the way I'm horrible about that. But yeah, but I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And
night, everyone.
Cool. Good night, guys.